Trump. I mean, the whole 18 months I said Trump, and then the last three days I allowed hope to creep in. This was a mistake.
Dominic, so why do you think, if this is right, and it does look like he's ahead in the so-called blue wall, let's just say for the sake of argument that he is winning and he is going to be president, why did you think he would be?
I worried that the women wouldn't turn out in the numbers that she needed, that she wouldn't do well with Latinos and with black voters. And it looks like on all those things, she hasn't hit the benchmarks that she needed to hit in order to keep up with Biden in 2020. She's underperformed Biden. And Trump, I mean, we talked about this in the first show. Trump has a history of outperforming the polls and outperforming expectations. And it looks like he's done it, particularly in rural areas and in the suburbs. He has done better than he did in 2020.
And Dominic, one of the things I think you said when you were challenging me, I was obviously very firmly for Harris. You said that a lot of the arguments I was making for why she was going to win could have been made for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Yeah.
And looked at in that way, if that's right, it may be that Joe Biden is more of the anomaly.
Yeah.
That these states were drifting strongly towards Trump, and maybe because Joe Biden was from Scranton, Pennsylvania, he was able to hold those states. But tell us a little bit more about your analysis of 2016 and why you think Kamala Harris might be seen as the second Hillary Clinton.
So I think Harris and Clinton have probably similar weaknesses. There's a portion of the American electorate, I think, that is reluctant to consider a woman as commander-in-chief. I think there's a large part of the American electorate, particularly rural, and what we might in Britain call provincial, that is suspicious of somebody from the coasts, from the big cities, who appears to be the embodiment of the kind of, for want of a better phrase, the liberal metropolitan elite. And I think the problem with Harris, I know you have strong views about this, Rory, was that she's a Californian. She's a Californian mixed-race woman. And so if you were picking if a casting agency were to provide, a la Joe Biden, the perfect person to beat Trump, to match him with blue-collar Americans, you wouldn't pick a mixed-race woman from California.
Marina, what do you think it says about our country, Britain? We have had, admittedly all Conservatives, which is a bit of a black mark for the Labour Party, 3 female prime ministers. One of whom I know a joke, Liz Truss, but 2, serious political figures, particularly Margaret Thatcher. So Britain, back in 1979, was prepared to think you could have a commander-in-chief